Alright, for tonight's lesson we are doing lesson 44 and we are measuring lengths with a ruler. So for this lesson you will need a ruler and that sheet that I gave you today that you hopefully have already taped or glued into your notebook. And it looks like this and it has 4 problems with 4 rectangles on the white piece of paper. Okay, so if you look at the top, we are talking first about the metric system, and the metric system, it uses a base of 10. So if we have 1 centimeter is going to equal 10 millimeters. So cm stands for centimeter and mm stands for millimeters. So if we had 2 centimeters, answering this first example, if we had 2 centimeters, how many millimeters would we have? And if you answer 20, you are correct. Because if I have 1 centimeter, that equals 10 millimeters. If I have 2 centimeters, then I have 20 millimeters. You can also look on your ruler. Okay, I have my yellow one here. So if I start from centimeters, look for the cm. Okay, if I go from here to 1, in between the starting point and 1, I have 10 little dashes. So in 1 centimeter, I have 10 small millimeters. So what we're going to do, we're just going to measure these 4 squares that you have, and we're just going to take that top line and measure. We're going to find out how many centimeters we have, and then find out how many millimeters we have from our centimeters. So for the most part, we will have fractions when we are finding our centimeters, and I'll show you how that works. So you can do the first one with me. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to line it up right here, okay, with that very first starting point, and I'm going to go all the way over. When I go all the way over, I'm at 9 is my first whole number, and then I'm going to count how many small dashes. 1, 2. So when I go to write my centimeters, I have all the way up to 9 full centimeters, but now I have a fraction because I have 2 small little millimeters. So like we talked about before, between an 8 and a 9, or between a 9 and a 10, we have 10 millimeters. So we're out of 10. And how many did we count up to? 2. So we have 9 full centimeters and 2/10 of a centimeter, or 2 millimeters. So if you go down here, how many millimeters do you have? Well, I have 10 in each of my whole centimeters. So if I were to put these up, and you can count this way, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92. So I have 92 millimeters. An easier way to do it, the way that I do it in my head, is I take 9 times 10, get 90, and add my 2 extra ones. So you can count, or you can do a quick multiplication problem, whichever works for you. It's pretty easy because we're in a base of 10, so it's not as difficult. Okay, so now we're going to try the next one. And I'm going to stick my ruler at the very beginning and go all the way over. And when I do that, I get a full 1, a full 2, a full 3, and then just 1 extra one. So I have 3 full centimeters and 1 extra 1/10 of a centimeter, or 1 millimeter. Again, if you want to count it this way, 10, 20, 30, 31, you can do it that way. Or say 3 times 10 plus 1 and get 31. So whichever way works for you. Okay, 2 more. Take my ruler, start at the very top, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have a full 5 and 8 over 10, or 8/10 of a centimeter, or 5 full centimeters and 8 extra millimeters, which then I would have 58. Remember, 5 times 10, because we have 10 in between each centimeter, and then add 8 millimeters. All right, and your last one, I'm going to take my ruler and check it out here. Okay, so I have a full 1, and then this is my 5, and I'm 1 more past my 5, so I would have a full 1 and 6 over 10, or 16 millimeters. All right, and so if you look down here, not only do we have the metric system, but we also have the U.S. customary system. And so these are some of our conversions. 5,280 feet is equal to 1 mile. And you know 12 inches in a foot, so if you take your ruler and flip it over to the other side, you'll see on your ruler you have your inches on this side, and 12 inches would make a foot, so this is 1 foot. 3 feet equals 1 yard, so if we had 3 of these rulers connected to each other, it would be a yardstick, or 1 full yard. So I have a question for you down here, and it says, is 2 3/4 inches closer to 2 or closer to 3 inches? So think about that for a second and write down, is 2 3/4 inches closer to 2 or closer to 3? Okay, and one way to look at it is I would ask myself, okay, where is my half mark? So if I have 2.5, where is that? Is 3/4 bigger or is 3/4 smaller? And from practice that we've done in class, you would know that 3/4 or 3/4 is bigger. So 2 3/4 is closer to 3. 3 inches. You could also look at it on your ruler. So if I were to take my ruler, okay, and if you look closely, you have 1, 2, 3. So this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So here's 2 and here's 3. And if I would have counted, here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and I'm right here. Okay, am I closer to 2 or 3? And it's obvious I'm closer to 3. All right, and here is your lesson practice.